Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again. And if you missed it, recently Bungie and Ubisoft announced a crossover between Destiny 2 and Assassin's Creed that looks actually really, really good. We've got Shaxx and Saint 14 in Assassin's Creed, and also some Assassin's Creed themed armors coming into Destiny, which is awesome. We've also seen additional crossovers like Fall Guys, Fortnite, some 30th anniversary stuff we've seen with the Halo crossover essentially. So lots of that going on, and it had me thinking, what are some crossovers I would personally love to see? Now this list is going to be only ones that are personal preferences of mine, and they're only sticking with video game franchises or franchises that have a lot of video games that could potentially cross over with Destiny 2. So jumping into it, first and foremost, I've got Final Fantasy. And this feels like a natural fit because it has a lot of fantasy themes, but look at the Gunblade. That seems like the absolute perfect shenanigans weapon for Destiny 2 that I would love to see. You could come up with Final Fantasy themed armors very easily. There's also other futuristic Final Fantasy inspiration you can pull from. So it just seems natural. And obviously Bungie is partnered with Sony, so a lot of these games that are primarily on PlayStation or start on PlayStation seem like great fits to me, and that's why this is one that I feel like could be really, really cool. I think in general, Final Fantasy has such a deep roster of games to pull from. You could strictly stick with Final Fantasy 14, for example, and have plenty of armor, weapons, all that kind of good stuff to choose from. Or you could go so far as to also go with like Final Fantasy 16, which is the upcoming game. A collaboration there would be really, really cool, especially like a themed armor from that based on maybe the eidolons, the summons. That would be awesome. And there's just so much potential there that I feel like it'd be a perfect fit. So the second one is going to be, for me, Cyberpunk. Now this one has seen a little resurgence, Cyberpunk the game, and I feel like the crossover potential, this is one that would benefit Cyberpunk as much as Destiny, because you could throw in some of iconic Destiny, either skins or characters, like models for like the character customization or weapon themes, all that kind of stuff. Whereas with Cyberpunk, you could also pull out some of their more iconic weapons as well, and I think it'd be kind of a mutually beneficial option there. And this is one that was interesting to me after playing a bit of the game, because it just feels like adding a cyberpunk theme to Destiny would be a natural fit, and it would be really awesome. I know we're getting almost the techno theme here going into Lightfall, but yeah, that's just something that I thought would be really, really cool. And there's a lot of potential there as well. You could also do armor sets that are almost or cosmetics, some Eververse sets that are themed off of the characters, like the way you can customize a cyberpunk character in the game. So I feel like that'd be something that would be pretty interesting to try out and would add a little variety. I tried with this list as well to have it be as varied as possible, because I wouldn't want to see a bunch of collaborations that are either too similar to Destiny. Like if like I looked at a lot of the Doom stuff, and Doom is awesome, but it feels like there'd be too much overlap there, and I don't, that's not what I was going for. These are like pipe dream, eye in the sky type of stuff. So I feel like that's why I went with ones that would probably be a little bit more different from what we normally get in Destiny. And so that's why I went with Cyberpunk there. But this one is going to be pretty similar. However, it is iconic, and that's Warhammer 40K. The armor sets would be absurdly great. The weapons could be very cool. We've already got like the chainsaw blade, like we in Destiny 2. So there's just so much other potential for crossover there. And some of these armor sets would be unbelievable, in my personal opinion. And it's just like, of all the games that were similar that I feel like would provide overlap with Destiny 2, this is the one that I was like, it would be absolutely worth it, in my opinion, and not take anything away. Same thing with Warhammer. There's some Destiny skins, some Destiny ideas you could put into that universe, and it would be just almost seamless in how well it would work. This one might be a bit of a stretch because I know it's not really known for the video games as much as the tabletop miniature game, but for me, there's enough video games from Warhammer 40k that I think it works out very, very well. And I would personally love to see it. I think there'd be so many skins there that would be just absolutely unbelievable. So then we've got Horizon Zero Dawn. Again, partnership with Sony. Already got some tech involved in this. You could use a glaive for one of these spears. You got the bow. But what I would love to see from Horizon Zero Dawn into the Destiny universe, robot like dinosaur enemies, right? If you could pull some of those enemy types into Destiny, that would add so much variety. It might be impossible to do, but what if you had like the war beasts from Destiny, but they were actually look like this creature right here, this little robotic boar. I feel like there'd be so much cool thing. You could also design like this skin right here for Aloy. You could do something with that and make it into a Destiny 2 skin very easily with what they've done so far. So that's just something, again, unrealistic probably. I don't think we're going to see any enemies involved in crossovers or anything like that, but it'd be sick. It would be absolutely fire, and I would just absolutely love it. I think it would just fit naturally. Again, with some of Aloy's weapons, you could set up traps, and yeah, if we're looking at from the last couple ones, like the Gunblade, I think would be a great exotic. Cyberpunk, that little pistol that has lock-on rockets. Imagine, like, they don't do a lot of damage in PvP or anything like that, but imagine that in PvE. As an exotic, it'd be absolutely fantastic and hilarious. Warhammer 40k, there'd be so many options there. And then this one, yeah, you got a bow, you got the glaive, you got the armor sets. All of that would be just perfect fit. And you could even have it so like the bow or the glaive has like a trap feature, right? Think Wither Horde, but like her trap caster essentially. Something like that. You think outside the box. I would love to see that. Now, before I get into the last one, I wanted to say that there were a lot of these that I thought would be awesome, and that personally I would be completely fine seeing. You've got something like Borderlands, I think would be great. Some shenanigan weapons from Borderlands. I think that'd be awesome, really. Or Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Either of those would be fantastic. A Dragon Age or Mass Effect. I love Dragon Age, but the problem is I didn't want to get too fantasy with it personally because the lack of potential weapons or anything like that. I know some of the crossovers we get are purely cosmetic, but for me, I want to see a little bit more, and that might not be possible, but it's just what I would love to see personally. And this is all pipe dream stuff anyway. So. Dragon Age is one of my favorite franchises. I think it'd be sick. Doom, I've talked about a little bit. There's just a lot of things there. Killzone, I think would be awesome as well. But overall, there's just so many that it's hard to narrow them down. So definitely let me know in the comments down below what crossovers would you personally love to see with Destiny 2, because I'd love to hear from you guys. Maybe I'll make an additional list on video games, but I'm definitely going to make another list with regards to anime, crossovers with anime, that would be awesome, and then crossovers with TV shows and movies. So keep that in mind going forward, but for just video games, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Now for the last one, and this is our left field answer, Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank has so many wild weapons that I feel like could be useful or made into interesting exotics in Destiny, purely for the shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Ratchet wearing a Elsie Bray armor skin or something like that, or looking like the our Guardian or Zavala or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Ikora, right? Any of those outfits could be funny to see in Ratchet and Clank, a game that doesn't take itself as seriously, so it would allow for a lot more fun stuff. Um, and for that reason, I think this one would be phenomenal, right? We see like some weird kind of off the wall weapons that we just don't get in the Destiny universe, and like pulse ray or something like that, a ray gun. Any of those things would be very, very good in my personal opinion. And if I'm going out there, I'm going out there. If we're getting crossovers anyway, the game is it's heading into its wrapping up its fifth full year, going into its sixth, and we've had we've seen and done everything. So I want off the wall stuff as much as possible personally, and that's just why I went with some options that might not be right off the tip of your tongue when you're thinking of the potential crossovers, but for me they'd be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these crossover ideas or other Destiny 2 videos going forward. My name is Jopa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch y'all later.